Hello, welcome to Croix. My name is Sarah Baker, and this is my friend Ashley Lynn. And our series, we are talking about what brings people joy and how we see God in that. So, we're going to talk about
gardening.
Yay! All right, so we have some interesting things up here on the table. Ashley, you want to tell us what we got?
Well, we'll talk about it a little more
Cool.
in there in our conversation, but we've got some herbs and I'm going to talk a little bit about the whole process of composting and how I've just kind of learned lessons from God through that process.
Awesome. So, gardening, how did you start it? Where'd your love of it come from?
All right, so gardening for me started with my grandma Jane. She was a Depression child, and she had a huge garden in her yard. And so she kind of grew up with that, and when I was a kid, she would sit in her chair and task me to plant things specifically where they went. And so for me, it was like a special time with my grandma, getting to go to the greenhouse and pick stuff out. So that's kind of where it started. And then in college, I was an outdoor trip guide, and there was an organic farm near the place where I worked. And that's kind of where the food gardening thing came from, because they made a deal with us that if we came and picked weeds and helped pick produce, we got to take it home. And so I don't know, it got me like really in touch with how connected things are and like the community that comes from growing and sharing food. And I kind of took that forward. I wasn't even a Christian then, so the God lessons came later. But I didn't start a food garden of my own until I got married with my husband, and it started out as a bucket garden, a bunch of buckets that we just kind of moved from rental to rental, and it just bloomed from there. It's been like 8 years now that we've been gardening.
It bloomed from there. Nice.
Yeah, it
there
bloomed
you
from
go.
there.
There you go. That's awesome. Okay, so, so I'm a flower planter. I go to Menards, I get what's on clearance, I get good soil, because good soil is important, and then I bring them back to life, if you will. I don't do food. So
I don't do flowers.
We're a good team. We're a good team. So tell me more about this, because I don't know what I'm doing with food and herbs and stuff.
If we're gonna like talk about the lessons that I've learned from God in gardening, I have to talk about composting, because that's probably